The city's general fund budget pays for services and programs such as police, fire, snow plowing, pothole patching, parks, recreational programs, community development, and more. A small portion of your property taxes provides some of the funding for these programs, but more than half of the general fund budget comes from sales tax revenues. During a weak economy, when people are buying less, sales tax revenues dramatically shrink.
I pay 7.4% sales tax and property tax, so how is this not enough to pay for city services?
Many citizens don't realize that less than 1/3 of the 7.4% sales tax and about 8% of the property taxes actually come to the city for the general fund budget that keeps the city operating.
Well, where does the rest go?
Let's consider property taxes first. A typical home in District 11, valued at $267,000, pays about $1,291 annually in property taxes. This home is in the Southeast Water District, and that district receives 1.5%. The library is given 5.4%. The county gets 12%, and the school district gets 72.5%. The city annually receives 8.1% of the total property tax in this example.
Well, what about the sales tax?
The 7.4% you pay on local taxable purchases doesn't all go to the city. Only 2% of the 7.4% sales tax goes to pay for city services. 3.9% is sent to the state and county. A combined 1.5% goes to dedicated funding for public safety, transportation, and new trails, parks, and open space, as approved by voters in past elections. So on a $1 purchase, just 2 cents is going towards city services. 2 cents. When the economy is strong and people are buying, the city's 2% of sales tax generates more revenues and can pay for more services. But when spending goes down, as it has during these tough times, the city's general fund is affected too. In the past year or so, the decline in sales tax revenues has been significant. But city services are still desired, in fact, in some cases, needed by citizens.
Then what does the city do?
The city's first priority is to pay for core services like police and fire. We also have regulatory or mandated spending that can't be cut, or we would be in violation of state or federal laws. With what's left, the city strives to provide programs and services that contribute to our community's quality of life. Things like parks and recreation centers, bus service, and good roads to drive on. The city is required by law to have a balanced budget, so when there's not enough money to pay for existing programs and services, cuts have to be made.
Well, if times are tough, then why doesn't the city take some of the money dedicated towards things like trails and open space and use it for other city services?
The 3 dedicated sales tax are the Trails, Open Space, and Parks, or TOPS, the Public Safety Sales Tax, or PSST, and the Pikes Peak Rural Transportation Authority, or PPRTA. These were voter approved for specific uses only. Legally, the city can't spend that money on anything else without voter approval. TOPS money can only be spent to buy open space or build new trails or parks. It can't be used to maintain existing parks or keep recreation centers open under the voter-approved ballot language. PSST provides a dedicated funding source for specific voter-approved public safety capital projects and operating costs. PPRTA money is allocated to the 5-member governments for specific voter-approved capital projects, maintenance, and transit.
So if those services have dedicated funding, why do we still see cuts in transit and other areas?
These areas are guaranteed to get funding, but the amount of that funding again depends on the local economy and how much sales tax our purchases generate. Right now, everyone's piece of the pie is shrinking at the same time the overall pie is also getting smaller. We know the entire community is struggling right now, and the city government is not immune to economic downturns. We have tightened our belts just like you. But the harsh reality we have to face is that we cannot afford to offer all of the programs and services we have in the past. Until the economy turns around, the city will be faced with some tough decisions regarding availability and delivery of public services. The City of Colorado Springs will continue to provide core services that can be funded with the revenues available, but some services will have to go until the pendulum swings back to a healthier economy or the funding stream for services has alternative revenue sources to help balance unpredictable sales tax. You can keep up with the latest information at springsgov.com, or you may request a speaker on this topic for your group or organization by emailing us at askcity@springsgov.com.